Hello everybody, Anton Kraly here from dropshiplifestyle.com, and in this video I'm going to be sharing the top 10 dropshipping niches for 2022. Now before we kick this off, I want to let you know I've been making these top 10 lists going all the way back since 2015, and almost all of the niches that I've recommended over the years are still good today. So if you want to get not just one top 10 list, but going back now since 2015, I'm going to post a link in this video description. If you click it, it'll take you to the blog page on our site, and you'll be able to get them all, go through it at your own convenience, and pick a winner for your first or your next dropshipping store. Also, before I jump into the computer and pull up this presentation and share the top 10, I do want to let anybody that's newer here just be aware that niche selection, although it's extremely important, it's the foundation of your business, it really is the first step of the process. So if you are new, just don't think you're going to watch this video, you're going to pick one that this guy online, Anton, tells you to pick, and you're going to be rich tomorrow. Just know there is real work involved with dropshipping when done right. First, you do niche selection, which of course I'm going to give you today. Second, you're going to go ahead and do your market research. Third, you'll build a website. Fourth, you'll get approved with suppliers. Fifth, you'll optimize your store for conversions. Sixth, you'll get traffic, meaning website visitors. And seventh, you can start outsourcing and automating so your online store can be managed between 15 and 30 minutes a day. So again, it's a process, but it is well worth it. And in my opinion, there is no better business to choose than following what we do here at Dropship Lifestyle, which is high ticket dropshipping from domestic suppliers. So with that being said, let's get into the computer. I'll pull up this presentation and I'll share the top 10 niches for dropshipping in 2022. All right, welcome to the presentation. So in 2022, we are focusing on what I refer to as high demand niches, and I'll explain exactly what that means, what numbers we're looking for, and how we find those numbers in just a few minutes. But first, I want to share something that is more important now than ever before. If you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle, you already know this. If you're not, you want to be sure you can find at least 20 potential suppliers to sell for in whichever niche you choose. Again, this is nothing new. I've been teaching this in my coaching program since 2013, I think. But now in 2022, as we move into it, more important than ever. So keep that in mind. And as I show you my research on this year's top 10 list, I'll show you how there is many more than 20 suppliers in every single one of them. So why do we want high demand niches? Why do we want at least 20 suppliers? What has changed moving into this new year? Well, first off, you might be aware of this if you've seen the news anytime in the past few months, it seems like, but there are supply chain issues, specifically in the States, in the US. And because of that, certain suppliers are low on inventory. They don't know when it's going to come back because there are lines of cargo ships, it seems like, from the US to China. And because of that, if you only had, let's say, 3, 4, or 5 suppliers that you sold for on your store, well, what happens if 2 of them or 3 of them run into their own inventory issues and you now can't sell their products until they're back in stock? Well, what's going to happen is you're going to have to stop running ads, you're going to stop getting sales, and you're going to have to just wait at no fault of your own without making money, waiting for suppliers to get inventory back in stock. Now, if you have a broader variety of suppliers, if you have 20 or more, then guess what? Some suppliers, yeah, they're going to run out of inventory, they're going to be back ordered, it's not going to be good, but at least you can keep going, you can keep running ads, you can keep selling other products, you can still have a business, right? So more important than ever, don't focus on a handful of suppliers. You want to find at least 20 suppliers for your niche. The reason it's more important than ever is now because of supply chain issues, which these I do think will get worked out sooner rather than later, but still don't start with a niche that has 5 suppliers, or even worse, build a one product store. Okay, what else has changed? Now, this hasn't really shown itself yet in terms of the products we sell, but I definitely believe it's coming. And this is that inflation will lead to higher prices on products. So let me just give you an example, right? I'm at a stand-up desk right now, and let's say Last year, the price of this desk wholesale was $500, and the price you would sell it to your customer for was $1,000. Well, I believe that what we're going to see play out over this next year is possibly the wholesale cost going up from $500 to $600, and the retail price going up from $1,000 to $1,200. Now, if this happens, and I can't guarantee anything, but it looks like we're headed this way, what I believe is going to happen is that in certain niches, units sold may decrease. So let's just say you typically sold 100 of these a month. Maybe now you sell 95 of them or 90 of them because you have less people willing to spend the higher prices. Now, with that being said, there is something really strange going on right now, which is while a lot of people have no money, a lot of people have also saved up more money than ever over these past couple years since this whole virus started. And there are still a ton of people who aren't afraid to spend money, and they're still spending it like crazy. So what I believe and what I considered as I selected the niches for this year is, even though I think units sold may decrease, I think overall revenue will increase because people will still be willing to pay the higher prices. Not everybody, but enough people to offset the units sold going down. So if I had to summarize this in one sentence, again, this is like the overarching thing I was considering as I did the research for this year's top 10 list. As far as what has changed, it is those with the ability to spend will continue to buy at higher prices, but our total addressable market, TAM for short, may shrink. So you'll know this if you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle, but we do a test when we're validating niche ideas called the demand test. And in this test, we want to find at least 10,000 monthly searches for the niches we're considering. What I want to do this year, and what I want you to bump it up to if you're building a brand new store, is when you're doing your demand test, look for average monthly searches to be over 30,000. This means that over 30,000 people every month will be searching for the niche that you want to sell in. And as you'll see in this top 10 list, I'll show you the research and how the numbers check out. They are all well above 30,000. Now, the reason I want this number bigger than it typically is and has historically been is because if inflation is real, if prices really do start to creep up, there's going to be less people that search that buy, because they're going to search, they're going to want. But if the price is that much higher and they're more resistant to that price and they don't buy, well, then you're going to be able to sell to less out of that total number. So just know if you're in a niche now that has less than this, it doesn't mean, oh no, I'm going to shut my store and change everything. You should still be fine. Again, I kind of went overboard here. At first I was thinking, let's bump it up to, 15 or 20. I said, let's go 30 because let's just do this extreme. It's a brand new top 10 list. But just know if I was building a new store, this is what I would look at from today when I did my research. So with that being said, let's get into the top 10 niches for dropshipping list for 2022. The first niche on our list this year is bedroom furniture sets. And I'll show you the demand number and supplier number in just a minute. But first, just know that yes, this meets all the other criteria that we typically look at when we're validating niche ideas for Dropship Lifestyle. For example, the price point is well above the minimum threshold. It appeals to the upper middle class. People don't care what brand it comes from. There's no brand loyalty. So all these niches, including bedroom furniture sets, passes all of the Dropship Lifestyle criteria. Now, also know that these niches, even though this is number one on the list, I'm sharing it first, these are in no particular order. They are all great, and I would personally build stores in any of these, and I'm sure they would do very, very well. So what we want to do is fill out demand and suppliers, meaning what's the demand and how many suppliers can we find for this niche. For the first couple, I'll show you the actual work, how I get these numbers. And then for the rest, I'll just show you the numbers filled out, because by that point, you'll know how to do the work yourself if you want to validate other niche ideas, which I always recommend, because once you know how to do it, why not continue to do it on your own and keep coming up with winners. With that being said, demand. The way we are going to find this is, first, I'll show you two ways. First is the way that Dropship Lifestyle members can do it. This is available at research.dropshiplifestyle.com. These are our software tools, and the one we're going to be using right now is the keyword research tool. So I'm going to go ahead and click into it, and then I am going to change it from worldwide to United States because that's where I do business. Obviously, change it to whatever country you are planning on selling in, and then I am going to search for bedroom furniture set. And this is important too. Whenever I'm doing the research, even though I would call the niche bedroom furniture sets, I'm searching for set without an S because that's typically how searches with buyer intent happen. So go ahead and click search. We'll let it load the data. And we can see here for a bedroom furniture set, the search volume is 74,000. Now, that is the average monthly searches. Remember, that's what we typically want to be 10,000 or higher, but moving into this year, we're looking at 30,000 or higher just to be safe. How many people on Google every month are searching for that niche keyword? 74,000. Now, if you're watching this and you're not a member of Dropship Lifestyle and you want to do your own research, you can also use the Google Keyword Planner. This is built in to Google Ads, so ads.google.com. And when you go in here, you can go to Tools and Settings, and then you can go under, let's see here, under Planning, and click Keyword Planner, and it'll take you to this screen. From here, you want to click where it says Get Search Volume and Forecasts, and then enter whatever niche you're researching. And for us, it was bedroom furniture set. I'm going to click Get Started. And then here, what I want to look at is down here for bedroom furniture set, average monthly searches, which is 74,000. So obviously I didn't need to do this two ways. I already have the number from the Dropship Lifestyle Keyword Research tool. And I will say, if you are newer to Google Ads and you don't spend a lot of money with them already, it is possible that in the average monthly searches, they won't give you a number like this. They might give you a range that's not helpful, something like 10,000 to 100,000. So if you see that, just know you shouldn't go off that. Use the Dropship Lifestyle tool if you can. If you're not a member of Dropship Lifestyle yet, I'll link to a free training in this description that will teach you a whole bunch about how we build stores and also make you a special offer. So link in description for that. With that being said, though, now that we have our number, we can go and plug it in to the presentation. Demand 74,000, amazing. Let's now look for how many suppliers we can find for this niche. And typically when I'm doing research and I'm actually going to build a store in a niche, or I really think I'm going to, I find the exact number of dropship suppliers I could find. But for here, I'll show you how to find a good average, right? A good starting point, and one that'll show we are well over the 20 supplier minimum. So for this test, I'm going to keep it really simple. And if you're in any type of like home goods niche, a good starting place for supplier research is wayfair.com. They are a publicly traded company. They do billions of dollars in sales every year, and a lot of it, almost all of it, is from dropshipping. So what I'm going to do here on the website is search for bedroom furniture set. And now I am in that category page on their site. Okay, so I'm in bedroom sets. That's what they call it. Now, what I'm going to do here is come down to where it says show more filters in the bottom left. I'm going to click that to expand. And then when I scroll down, you'll see it says brand right here. So I am going to expand that, and then you'll see it shows me the first 3 brands they sell for that make bedroom sets. Well, what I want to do is click show all brands, and what this is going to do is give me a list of all of the brands that make bedroom furniture sets that are being sold on Wayfair that, again, I know the majority of what they sell is dropshipped. So what I would normally do is export all of these and add them to my master supplier list. What I did, though, just to get an idea of how many there are, is literally just go down and add them up. I got to well over 100. And again, we're looking for a 20 supplier minimum. There's well over 100 here, and this is just one site. And I would research a lot more sites than this, and this definitely passes the supplier test as well. So what I will do is add 100 suppliers, over 100, to our keynote here. And you could see for the first niche, it is bedroom furniture sets. Demand, our minimum was 30,000. We're over double that at 74,000. The minimum amount of suppliers we wanted to find was 20. We have over 100 here. Great niche, something that's evergreen, a high price point, plenty of suppliers that have inventory in stock, plenty of people searching for them. So even if the prices go up from $2,500 to $3,000, a lot of those people still have the money. If they want a new bedroom set, they're going to buy it, and you're going to have the inventory to fulfill those orders. So niche number 1, bedroom furniture sets. Niche number 2 is Persian rugs. And you might be thinking, Anton, those are already expensive. What's going to happen with inflation when there's so much more? Are people still going to buy them? Again, people that want things like this, and this is one of the great things about Dropship Lifestyle and how we sell to the upper middle class, my answer is yes, they still will. Again, not as many, but people still will want them. So let's check the demand, let's check the suppliers, let's make sure it meets our criteria. So first, I will go to the Dropship research tool and I will search for Persian rug, and I'm on United States. Go ahead and click search. And we see here, we have 40,500. Again, we were looking for a 30,000 minimum. So we know that Persian rugs, 40,500, passed that criteria. This is a great niche for 2022, assuming we can find over 20 suppliers. Again, for this one, I'll show you a quick way to do the research. Again, this is kind of like the first glance research. You can always find more than you find here. But again, we will just go to wayfair.com. We will search for Persian rug. And when we click into it, it'll take us into that category or collection page on their site. We will then scroll to the bottom of the left-hand navigation, click Show More Filters. We will come down to Brand. We will expand Brand. We will come down here and click Show All Brands, and we can go through and, again, add them all up. Now you'll notice sometimes, here, let me scroll down and find one. There are certain suppliers here that are grayed out, so I can't check them. The reason that is because those are rug suppliers that Wayfair has that do not make Persian rugs. Again, that's fine, just don't count them when you're doing your initial tallies. With that being said though, if we go through this whole list and we add up all of the ones that aren't grayed out, once again, we have a niche that has over 100 suppliers. So for anyone that has been seeing these supply chain issues, that has been thinking, well, am I going to be able to make this work now? Are there any products? Yes. And again, totally clear. Supply chain issues are real, but they don't affect every supplier. It could seem like a lot. It could seem like it really hurts your business if you're selling for a very limited number of suppliers. The solution to that is to find niches and get approved for more brands to sell for, just like bedroom furniture sets, just like Persian rugs, and just like the next 8 that I'm going to take you through. So with that being said, let's jump into niche number 3. Niche number 3 is chicken coops. And I promise you, I am not trolling you here. This is legit. I did the research. I'm actually thinking about getting a little farm set up a few miles away from where I live. So I was looking into them myself as a customer. That's how I get a lot of ideas for niches, by the way. But I did the research and they definitely check out. The demand here, the average monthly searches for chicken coops in the United States is over 246,000. That is massive. Then you might be thinking, well, that's great, but how many companies can actually make these things? Well, I did the research and again, preliminary, over 30 different suppliers you could sell for, which is already 10 more over my minimum. So chicken coops, yes, great niche and definitely something you can sell online, definitely something original. Okay, that brings us into niche number 4. This one, not as random, but something that people search for that sell for a lot of money. And this is bathtubs. Okay, the reason I was thinking of this is because I want to buy a lake house. And unfortunately, over the past year and a half, all the lake houses in my area have went up like 30, 40%. And not only that, but a lot of them are older homes. So you buy them, then you have to renovate them. So I was looking into different supplies we would need, different materials, trying to get costs and things like that. And then I thought, again, let me research this niche. Now, demand, average monthly searches for bathtubs is 165,000 in the United States. And that's a lot of people, but these things are also a lot of money. So win-win. Now, suppliers here, this one really surprised me. I was like, how many companies can actually make bathtubs? Well, a lot of them can. Over 200 different brands I found. And again, that was in my preliminary searches. I'm sure if I went deep into this, I could be at 300, 400 plus. So great niche for 2022. If people are remodeling their homes, they want a new bathtub, the thing is $200, $300 more, guess what? They're still going to buy. And that brings us into niche number 5. And this one I only had the idea for a few nights ago. It was Halloween and I was trick-or-treating, not by myself, with my 3-year-old son and my wife and our daughter. And we were going around the neighborhood and it was our first time trick-or-treating in our neighborhood. And like every few houses, there would be a family sitting outside in their driveway. They brought out a bunch of chairs and they brought out a fire pit and they were giving out candy from there. First of all, I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, and I never saw that on Long Island where I grew up. So if people do that near you for Halloween, let me know in the comments. I thought it was awesome. I'm going to do it next year with a big cooler and lots of fun drinks. But I thought when I went home, let me research this niche, because again, that is what I do. And demand for fire pits, average monthly searches, is over 368,000. There are a ton of people looking for these things. And then again, I looked into suppliers, how many companies can actually make fire pits. Again, over 100 different suppliers that if I was selling these, I would reach out to and try to get approved with. And guess what? If 5 of them or 10 of them or 15 of them told me, you know what, Anton, we would love to do business, but we're having supply chain issues, I would say, okay, I understand. I'll circle back in a few months when things smooth out. But in the meantime, I'll work with the other 85 plus. So this is the mentality you want with dropshipping and niche selection in 2022. All right, this brings us into the 6th niche, and this one is bar carts. Now, initially, when I was thinking about these things for the office, I want to get one for here, I was thinking, it's great to buy, obviously, because I want it, but to sell them, aren't they inexpensive? Like, what's the actual average order value? Did the research, and they're not that cheap, at least not for the quality ones. And there are a lot of people searching for them. Over 165,000 average monthly searches in the US. And as far as suppliers go, once again, over 100. No supply chain issues if you have lots of supply, and no significant inflationary issues if you're dealing with this vast amount of potential shoppers. Okay, that brings us into our 7th niche, and this one is porch swings. These are awesome if you live in a place like I live with a good climate. A ton of people probably have them. Great way just to hang out, relax outside, right? And guess what? A lot of people agree because they sell like crazy. There are over 110,000 monthly searches for these things, and there are, once again, over 100 different suppliers that make them. And for anybody that's newer to e-commerce or dropshipping, some of these numbers might be like shocking to you. I know for me, when I first got into e-commerce and I was first looking at sourcing products over a decade ago, I really was surprised. Like some of my first niches had 300, 400, 500 different suppliers in them. And I was like, how are there that many companies that make this stuff? Like, how are there that many customers? And it's still, honestly, it blows me away to think about, but there are just so many people in the States and probably whatever country you're planning on doing business in too. And there are so many different varieties of products that there really seems to be no saturation point. There could be new suppliers, there could be new designs, there could be similar designs at different price points, but they just keep coming, they keep selling, and it keeps growing. So something that does well already and that I think will continue to do well. Niche number 7, porch swings. Okay, something else with the outdoor theme here. We'll go into niche number 8, and this is gazebos. So this idea I got from my wife. She wants me to get one of these and set it up in the backyard. I think it's a good idea, so started looking into them. And again, as I do, if I'm going to buy something, I want to see if I can also sell it and profit. And with gazebos, turns out I can, and you can too. So demand, average monthly search volume for these things, 301,000 searches for them every single month. Suppliers, once again, over 100. Great niche. I would say go for it. And if you're afraid, well, these things are big and they're heavy, should I even sell them? Well, listen, the short answer is yes. I've done videos on shipping large and heavy items. I can link to one of them you could check out after this one is done. That brings us into niche number 9. See, we're moving fast now. And this one is home saunas. Now, specifically, I used home saunas here instead of just saunas because when you're doing your research, it can be easy to get data that doesn't represent what you're actually looking for. Okay, so if you search for saunas, you're going to get a huge demands number, but that could be people that want to, go to a local gym and go into a sauna or a health club or a spa. So I used the specific niche keyword here when doing the research of home sauna for the person or people that would buy this and install it in their home. Now, demand here is a little bit smaller than the others. It's 33,100, but again, still well above our 30,000 5,000 minimum and still well above our control minimum of 10,000. And for suppliers here, I wasn't sure what I would find. I really didn't think there'd be many, because how many people could spend, some of these things are like $10,000, $15,000. Well, turns out a lot of suppliers are there. I found over 50 just in my preliminary searches, which likely means there is many more than that. Another great niche. And again, the people that can afford these things that are buying them, I think when the price goes up, maybe with these things, $300, $500, the buyers are still going to be there. And I think the cost difference will outweigh the volume difference of less units being sold. Okay, that brings us into the 10th niche for dropshipping in 2022. This one I had to throw in here because it is the longest running niche example that I've been sharing ever since I started Dropship Lifestyle. I've never included it in a top 10 list, but it just meets both these pieces of criteria for this year so well. Had to pull it out, had to throw it in here. When it comes to demand for chandeliers, have a very healthy 246,000 searches every month for these. Again, in the US alone, so demand is definitely there. And when it comes to suppliers, again, just in preliminary searches, I found well over 400. I've went deep into this niche before, and I think I got to over 800 suppliers. And again, the reason I wanted to close out this year's list with chandeliers is because supply chain, I know, can be concerning, but there always is a solution. I've been saying this for the past decade now, since I started Dropship Lifestyle, but things change over time. Sometimes we have to shift. Sometimes we make slight adjustments. Sometimes we make bigger pivots. But when we need to change, just look for solutions. This is a solution to the problem of supply chain, which, again, fingers crossed, gets resolved in the next few months. But this is the type of thing you want to look for. So as always, I hope you got a ton of value from this video. If you did, do me a favor, give it a like, share it with somebody that needs to see it, and leave a comment below. Also, if you're watching this right now and you are a member of Dropship Lifestyle, maybe you have a niche you've been thinking about and you're like, should I do it? Should I not? Listen, just remember at any time you can log into the blueprint. When you go into the main program in the sidebar, you will see where it says get your niche verified. Feel free to click that, submit your niche ideas, and myself and the team will validate them for you so you can feel confident moving forward and actually building your highly profitable semi-automated store. Also, for anybody watching this right now that is not a member of Dropship Lifestyle, you can go to dropshipwebinar.com. It'll be linked up in the description. When you go there, you can register for a free training I have that shows you exactly how we build these stores. I also give you a list of 237 profitable product ideas that you can sell online in 2022. Again, dropshipwebinar.com, link in the description. So with that being said, thank you again, everybody. I appreciate you. Best of luck this year. Things change like they always do. Just know you can make it work if you choose the right type of niche, if you follow the right type of system. So go out there, make it happen, and we'll talk soon. See ya.